Every morning, you open your eyes. What's the first thing that crosses your mind? Is it the jarring alarm clock that irritates you? The pile of unfinished tasks from yesterday? Or just a vague emptiness, a sense that you must get up but don't quite know why? Many of us live our entire lives without pausing to ask, what am I living for and where am I headed? We wake up out of habit, leap out of bed on reflex, gulp down a glass of water, and dive into a nameless grind. Then at day's end, as we lie down, a quiet void gnaws at our soul. Day after day, month after month, life slips by, directionless, unmoored, and unawakened. But have you ever considered that just one brief moment each morning, a single simple affirmation, could shape your entire mindset for the day ahead? The human mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant, you'll reap. Sow panic, and you'll live in anxiety all day. Sow others' expectations, and you'll buckle under pressure. But sow timeless principles and truths, and you'll live with freedom, strength, and unshakable inner resolve. This video isn't a list of empty motivational quotes you'll hear and forget. It's 12 affirmations, 12 profound insights drawn from Stoic philosophy. A way of life that has guided millions through adversity, preserved their peace, and empowered them to master themselves. Each affirmation isn't just a whisper to your soul, but an arrow aimed at your strongest self. Take a deep breath and listen. If you're starting your day, this is the foundation for building a resilient life. If it's the end of your day, hold these close so tomorrow you can begin anew, clearer, stronger, and more awake than ever. And remember, speak these to yourself every morning. Lesson 1. Today I control only what is mine, and I let go of the rest. This is one of the core principles of Stoic philosophy, the foundation for true inner peace in a chaotic and unpredictable world. If you don't distinguish between what's within your control and what isn't, you'll live in exhaustion, anger, and frustration. You'll waste your energy trying to change things beyond your reach. Others' opinions of you, their attitudes, circumstances, events, the weather, prices, politics, careless words, or even a stranger's glance on the street. And what happens when you try to control these? You fail, you burn out, you get angry, and you're trapped in a cycle with no escape. Stoics don't deny emotions. They live by clearly recognizing the limits of their inner power. The only things you truly control in life are your thoughts, choices, actions, and reactions to the external world. You can't control a storm, but you can learn to sail. You can't force someone to love you, but you can live with sincerity and no regrets. You can't make the world fair, but you can act with dignity and not be swept into its injustices. So every morning when you wake, say to yourself, today I focus only on what I control, and I let go of the rest. This isn't passivity, it's an active choice about where to direct your attention, energy, and mind. You can't control traffic, but you can control your response, rage and cursing, or using the time to listen to a podcast or breathe deeply. You can't control someone's disrespect, but you can decide whether to let it wound your self-worth. The greatest freedom isn't controlling the world, it's controlling yourself within it. Picture a day where you step out with this mindset. I won't try to change others. I won't get upset over the weather. I won't let someone's words manipulate me. I won't let things beyond my control dictate my emotions. You'll focus on doing your work well, maintaining dignity in your conduct, acting with integrity, and channeling energy into personal growth. Something remarkable happens. Life feels lighter, your mind clearer, and even an imperfect world becomes more bearable. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It's refusing to fight battles that aren't yours. It's the courage to accept you're not omnipotent, and you don't need to be to live fully. It's the wisdom to see that what causes you the most suffering is often what you cling to in vain. Tomorrow morning when you open your eyes, don't rush to your phone or dive into a day of notifications and noise. Let your mind be guided by one sentence: today I control only what is mine, and I let go of the rest. Live each moment with this awareness. When someone snaps at you, you don't have to snap back. When plans fall apart last minute, you don't need to despair. When others judge you, you don't need to justify. Those things are not in your hands. All you need to do is act true to your values, hold your character firm, and let the rest pass like the wind. Ultimately, the person who controls the least is often the most at peace, while the one who tries to control everything is the most restless. This is life's greatest paradox and its deepest truth, one you can start practicing today. Don't aim to master the world, master yourself. Don't wish for everything to go smoothly, wish for the strength to face anything, smooth or rough. And as you step into the world each morning, remind yourself, today I control only what is mine, and I let go of the rest. Lesson 2, no one owes me anything, and I don't need anyone's approval for my life. This is one of the most powerful declarations of freedom you can gift yourself. If you live believing the world owes you something, that your parents owe you love, friends owe you understanding, society owes you opportunities, your partner owes you loyalty, or life owes you ease and comfort, you're living like a borrower. A borrower waits, begs, and feels disappointed when expectations aren't met, always passive and never enough. Your heart no longer belongs to you. It's in the hands of those you believe owe you something. Stoic philosophy teaches us to view life through acceptance and independence. No one is born with the duty to make you happy or meet your expectations. Everyone is grappling with their own lives, their unseen struggles, and choices that sometimes hurt you. But that doesn't mean they intend to harm you. They're simply living just as you are. If you demand that others understand, love, support, or agree with you, you're locking yourself in an invisible prison, dependent on external validation to feel worthy. When you wake each morning and affirm, "No one owes me anything," you untie the emotional ropes binding you. You're no longer hurt when a friend doesn't reply, offended when someone overlooks your efforts, or heartbroken when others don't see your struggles. You don't expect, demand, or hand over the power to define your worth to anyone. You live true to your values, letting others live by their choices. That's where freedom begins. More than that, you don't need anyone's approval for your life. Your parents don't need to validate your career. Your partner doesn't need to endorse every interest, and society doesn't need to applaud your lifestyle. You're the only one living in your body, carrying your heart, making your choices, and bearing their consequences. No one lives your life for you, so no one has the right to authorize it. Seeking others' approval keeps you lost, molding yourself until you no longer recognize who you are, living a life others accept but leaves you hollow. Epictetus said, "If you want to be loved, love yourself first. If you want respect, live a life worthy of respect without needing certification. If you want freedom, stop asking for permission." Freedom isn't breaking rules, it's living with unflinching honesty to your inner self. It's standing up and saying, "I choose this life, whether others understand or not, and I follow my conscience and values." You might think this mindset leads to loneliness, but the opposite is true. When you stop needing others to understand you, you understand yourself more deeply. When you don't rely on their love to feel worthy, you love yourself fully. From that place, you attract people who accept you as you are, not a polished version crafted for approval. Those are the authentic, lasting relationships, not built on transactions. So every morning, before stepping into a world of expectations and judgments, tell yourself, "Today I don't demand anyone understand, love, or validate me. I know who I am, what I'm striving for, and I live with value without needing permission. If someone disagrees, that's okay. I don't live to please the world. I live to not betray myself." If this message resonates, leave a comment sharing what you'll let go of today. Hit like to show you're on this journey, and subscribe to catch the next Stoic lessons. We're building a community of self-mastery, integrity, and freedom from external approval. It all starts with one simple morning affirmation. No one owes me anything, and I don't need anyone's approval for my life. Lesson 3. Every challenge today is an opportunity to forge my character. When you wake up and look in the mirror, you don't know what today will bring, but you can choose a core belief to anchor you through any situation. Every challenge I face isn't a barrier, but a training ground, a gym for my mind and character. Today might throw you a curveball, an urgent task disrupting your plans, a harsh critique from your boss, a friend letting you down, or a stranger's baseless insult. According to Stoic philosophy, these aren't problems but opportunities, not disasters but tools to make you stronger. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This isn't just philosophy, it's a formula for resilience. The wise don't complain about difficulties, they face them and ask, "What's the lesson here? What virtue can I hone?" It might be patience, compassion, integrity, or the strength to stay silent when misunderstood. Each life encounter is like a rough stone. How you polish it shapes the gem of your inner self. Don't wish for an easy day, wish for the maturity to handle whatever comes. When emotions flare, anger, frustration, hurt, pause, breathe deeply and ask, "How can I use this to grow?" This is how the wise turn life into a spiritual retreat, maturing without losing themselves. The greater the challenge, the deeper the training. Rejection teaches you to stand firm without needing others' support. Betrayal teaches you to love without blindness. Criticism teaches you to discern constructive advice from empty judgment. Every day, hour, and situation is a classroom where, if you're awake, you're no longer a victim of circumstance but an active student of life. Remarkably, when you adopt this perspective, you become less vulnerable. Someone may insult you, but you won't feel compelled to react. You'll see them with understanding. They're giving me a chance to practice calm. A stressful situation might arise, but instead of crumbling, you'll think, "This is my moment to build courage." You transform circumstances into raw material for character building, no longer swept away by emotions, but steering through storms. Start small this morning. In traffic, practice patience. When a colleague messes up, practice compassion. When misunderstood, practice detachment. When facing injustice, practice standing for what's right without anger. When you err, practice courage to admit and improve without self-blame. Day by day, you turn daily life into a soul's gym, growing stronger, deeper, and more at peace. Comment below, what virtue will you practice today, and from what situation? I'd love to read your insights as this community of conscious, growing individuals inspires each other. Hit like if this lesson shifted your perspective, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. You can't control what happens today, but you can control how you turn it into a lesson for growth. That, in the deepest sense, is true power. Lesson 4. I don't need to react immediately. I can pause, observe, and choose in today's fast-paced world, where everything happens in a flash, from social media exchanges to emotional reactions to negative news. We've been conditioned to react rather than reflect, to retort rather than understand, to erupt rather than choose. But true maturity isn't about quick reactions. It's about the ability to pause in the moment before acting, to see clearly what's happening within, and to decide deliberately. Stoic philosophy teaches that between a stimulus and your response lies a gap, and within that gap is your entire freedom. When someone insults you, you could snap back in anger, or you could pause and ask, "Does this really affect me, or is it just my ego feeling bruised?" When you hear an unkind rumor about yourself, you could rush to refute it, or you could sit back, assess its worth, and decide if it's worth sacrificing your inner peace to prove you're right. In those moments of pause, you find true freedom. Freedom from reflexes, from ego, from impulsiveness. Pausing isn't weakness, it's a sign of inner strength. The weak are ruled by emotions. The strong know what they're thinking and feeling, patient enough to wait until they understand. Pausing for 3 seconds before speaking can save a relationship. Pausing for 5 minutes before sending a text can prevent a fight. Pausing for a day before a big decision can steer your life toward a better path. That seemingly small pause is the start of awakening. Imagine this. You walk into the office and someone says something that feels like an insult. Your first impulse might be to defend yourself, get angry, or fire back. But if you practice this lesson, not needing to react right away, you pause, take a deep breath, notice the emotions rising, and ask, is this really important? How would a wiser version of me respond? Often you'll realize no action is needed, just a smile or a gentle let go. You preserve harmony and your freedom. Pausing helps you discern what truly matters. In stillness, you hear your deepest voice, not instinct or fleeting emotions, but the voice of wisdom, reason, and a trained heart. It guides you to wiser decisions, kinder responses, and smarter actions. You're no longer a puppet jerked by emotional strings, but the director of your mind. You'll discover something crucial. Most things that trigger an immediate reaction aren't that significant. A misunderstanding doesn't always require an explanation. An insult doesn't demand a counterattack. An injustice doesn't always need an instant response to be addressed effectively. Sometimes slowness, clarity, and choosing the right moment yield lasting results. Building the habit of pausing isn't easy. It takes practice, and you'll fail many times. But don't give up. Treat each impulsive reaction as a chance to observe yourself, learn, and improve. Gradually, you'll notice the gap between stimulus and response widening. You'll stop reacting as before, staying calm when others lash out. A quiet strength will grow within you, the strength of self-mastery and inner freedom. If this lesson resonates, comment below, I'm learning to pause. Share this video with someone struggling with quick emotional reactions. A timely reminder can shift their path. Hit like to spread this message and subscribe for the next lessons. Lesson 5. I don't live today to defeat anyone. I live to be better than yesterday's me. In a society obsessed with achievements, fame, status, and constant comparisons, it's easy to fall into a subtle trap. Living to outdo others, to be smarter, richer, prettier, or more admired than someone else. But Stoic philosophy offers a different path. Comparison is the fastest route to suffering, while personal growth is the only journey worth taking. When you pause to reflect, am I living to beat someone else? You may realize you're being pulled away from yourself. You start centering your inner life on external measures, letting others define your worth. Winning a bigger contract than a colleague might make you happy today, but if someone surpasses you tomorrow, you're left empty. This shows you're not in control of your joy or confidence. You've handed it to the crowd. That's dangerous. The world is ever changing, and if you keep racing to outshine others, you'll burn out, lose balance, and drift from your true self. Living to be better than yesterday's you is a different approach, an inward journey. It doesn't care where you stand on society's ladder. It asks one simple question. Today, am I kinder, calmer under pressure, or truer to my values than yesterday? If the answer is yes, you're on the right path. If not, you can adjust. By continually returning to yourself, you stay grounded, unshaken by external pressures, and untouched by envy or rivalry. Comparison doesn't just exhaust us, it distorts our actions. Those living to outdo others often choose paths misaligned with their values just to prove something. They might act unethically, speak insincerely, or live a life not their own, all for a fleeting achievement, a glance of admiration, or a spot on an invisible leaderboard. But at night alone, they feel hollow, knowing they haven't lived authentically. In contrast, those striving to improve themselves move steadily, unhurried, without needing praise. They quietly correct mistakes, learn silently, and train relentlessly. They find joy in growing, understanding themselves better, and aligning closer with their ideals. This inner peace creates a natural magnetism, earning respect without fanfare. Stoicism encourages daily journaling, not to boast, but to reflect. What did I do right today? What went wrong? How can I improve? This was Marcus Aurelius's practice, a mighty emperor who, each night, wrote humbly as a student of his own soul, leaving behind his timeless meditations. You can do the same. No one needs to know or validate it. Each day, step back, write your thoughts, review your actions, and ask, am I living as the person I aspire to be? If you catch yourself caught in comparison, ask, Am I living for myself or to outdo someone else? If the answer startles you, don't worry, it's a good start. Recognizing you're trapped in rivalry lets you return to the true path of sustainable personal growth. If this lesson resonates, comment below. I choose to live to be better than myself. Share this video with anyone feeling crushed by others' success. If these reminders help, like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for the next parts. Lesson 6, I will start, even if it's not perfect. The pursuit of perfection is an illusion, a subtle trap that keeps many people frozen or retreating, too afraid to move forward. When you tell yourself you must be perfect before starting, you lock yourself in an endless cycle of procrastination. But when you realize that starting, flaws and all, is the first step, you free yourself from the chains of perfectionism. Imagine an artist facing a blank canvas, hesitating because the first brushstroke might not be beautiful or perfect, fearing it could ruin the masterpiece. If they wait for every detail to be flawless in their mind, the painting will never exist. But with one initial stroke, messy or not, the artwork begins, and from there, it can evolve. Your life is the same. You must take the first step, not wait for perfection to act. Procrastinating out of a need for perfection is a hidden fear. Fear of judgment, of results falling short, of failure or rejection. But no one is born perfect. Every skill, every success starts with clumsy first attempts. If the greatest minds like Thomas Edison, Michael Jordan, or Steve Jobs failed, faltered, and began from nothing, you have that right too. Starting isn't a sign of weakness, it's a display of courage and resolve. Reframe how you view starting. It's not a trivial act or a miraculous leap, but a process, a journey of small, gradual steps. You don't need a flawless plan, a detailed script, or ideal conditions. Start with what you have, a simple idea, a small goal, a single action today. As you begin, you'll learn, adjust, and grow, and the next steps will become clearer. Fear of mistakes often fuels procrastination, but mistakes are essential for growth and learning. Each error reveals weaknesses, gaps, and chances to improve. Striving to avoid mistakes is unrealistic and stressful. When you accept mistakes as part of the journey, you feel lighter, dare to take risks, and progress faster. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Starting today, imperfect as it may be, is the best use of your precious time. Every minute you delay is a minute lost to growth and progress. When you start, don't let your inner critic, those doubts or discouragements, pull you back. Treat these emotions like waves on the sea. You can't control them, but you can learn to ride them. Listen without letting them stop you. Write down small goals, specific steps, and focus on one at a time. Even the tiniest daily progress is real progress. Share your plans and starting journey with trusted friends or family. This builds motivation and commitment. Seek feedback to refine your path. But remember, perfection doesn't come from external validation. It comes from your acceptance and determination. If this video resonates, like it to fuel motivation for us and others creating content, and share it to spread the message that no one needs to be perfect to begin. Subscribe and turn on notifications for the next lessons. Comment below, I choose to start, even if it's not perfect, to affirm to yourself and this community that you're ready to move forward. Each new day is a chance to write your story. Start today, right now. Lesson 7, I am enough. I don't need to prove anything today. This is a vital affirmation to internalize each morning. In today's high-pressure, competitive society, we often set harsh standards for ourselves, constantly striving to prove our worth to others. But chasing external validation can leave you exhausted, lost, and disconnected from your true self. Today, embrace the understanding that you are already enough, with no need to prove or explain yourself to anyone. Recognizing your inherent worth without needing others' approval is a sign of maturity and inner freedom. When you know you're enough, you break free from the cycle of comparison, rivalry, and self-doubt. You live lighter, more confidently, and learn to cherish what you have instead of yearning for distant, often ill-fitting ideals. Picture a mighty old tree standing firm in a storm. It doesn't strive to earn recognition. Its strength and beauty shine naturally. Similarly, when you're strong in spirit, you don't need to please, explain, or prove to be loved or respected. You have the right to be yourself and be accepted as you are. The pressure to please others or overprove yourself can backfire. Constantly straining to demonstrate your worth risks burnout, emotional imbalance, and a loss of authenticity in relationships. Instead, focus on living true to yourself, understanding your strengths and weaknesses, and growing sustainably. This lesson teaches that your value isn't measured by achievements, praise, or external success, but by how you honor and treat yourself. When you love and respect yourself, you naturally attract positive relationships and opportunities without excessive effort. This inner energy empowers you to navigate life's challenges with resilience. Remember, no one is perfect, and the urge to overprove often stems from a fear of rejection or inadequacy. This fear can hinder your growth and joy. By accepting that you're enough, you release anxiety, freeing yourself to focus on what truly matters. Learning, experiencing, and evolving daily. If this message resonates, like it to fuel motivation for us and the content team, and share it to spread this truth further. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more valuable lessons. Comment below, "I am enough, I don't need to prove," to affirm to yourself and this community that you embrace and value yourself as you are. Starting each day with this positive affirmation builds a resilient mindset, empowering you to live more fully in your life's journey. Lesson 8, I can face anything today because I've chosen to think right. This is a crucial affirmation to start your morning, as life is unpredictable, filled with challenges and surprises you can't fully control. What you can control is how you think and respond to these events. By choosing a positive, rational mindset, you become resilient, ready to tackle any difficulty today brings. Choosing to think right doesn't mean ignoring or denying life's challenges. It's an active, clear-headed, calm approach to assessing situations objectively, free from negative emotions or panic. Facing problems with a steady, optimistic mindset helps you find effective solutions, avoiding the spiral of anxiety or helplessness. Stoic philosophy emphasizes that external events don't dictate your emotions or life. Your thoughts and reactions do. This perspective transforms negatives into lessons, growth, and opportunities for self-improvement. When you grasp this, you're no longer a victim of circumstances, but the master of your own life. Imagine waking each day with this mantra: I can face anything today because I've chosen to think right. It anchors your mind, preventing negative emotions from overwhelming you. This choice to think positively is a power you always hold, no matter how tough things get. By mastering your mind, you master your life. This mindset not only helps you overcome obstacles, but also builds positive habits, creating a virtuous cycle. Instead of thinking, "I can't do this," say, "This is a chance to learn and grow." Instead of letting fear of failure paralyze you, view failure as a necessary step forward. This shift dismantles mental barriers, boosting confidence and persistence. Apply this lesson to any situation today: workplace stress, interpersonal conflicts, or personal setbacks. When you feel overwhelmed or tempted to give up, remind yourself you're choosing a positive, clear-headed approach. This will fuel your strength to keep going. Moreover, thinking right inspires those around you. Your calm, composed inner strength radiates, fostering a positive environment for family, friends, and community. You become a source of uplifting energy. If this lesson resonates, like and share this video with loved ones so they too can affirm this each morning and live empowered. Comment below with your story or experience applying right thinking in life. Subscribe to catch more inspiring content to elevate your daily life. Lesson 9. Temporary things don't define me. Temporary things include passing emotions like sadness, anger, or disappointment, or external events like losing a job, arguing with a loved one, or facing criticism. They come and go, like clouds shifting hourly. But if you treat them as measures of your worth, you'll live in turmoil, lacking stability and self-control. Those who distinguish between the temporary and the eternal live lighter, unburdened by unnecessary distress. Stoic philosophy makes this clear. You are your inner essence, your reason, dignity, and enduring values, unshaken by external circumstances. External events and fleeting emotions are transient. They can't control you if you hold your mind steady. This is the root of inner freedom, enabling you to stand firm through life's storms. Imagine waking each morning and declaring, "Temporary things don't define me." This isn't just a phrase, it's a proclamation of your inner power. By embracing it, you won't feel crushed or despair when things go wrong. You accept them as part of life, knowing they can't strip away your goodness, wisdom, or worth. For example, if you have a tough workday or hear unkind feedback, instead of blaming yourself or spiraling, you'll see these as temporary events, not your essence. You are not others' words or a single day's failure. You are the sum of the qualities you've cultivated, your perseverance, courage, and growth over time. This lesson helps you avoid prolonged negative emotions and impulsive reactions. Recognizing emotions as temporary fosters calm and clarity, leading to better decisions. It builds resilience, keeping you steady amid minor setbacks or external chaos. This doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing emotions. You can fully feel them without letting them rule you. Knowing they're temporary makes it easier to let go, keeping your mind clear and focused on what's truly lasting and meaningful. Apply this daily. When challenges arise, pause and remind yourself, this is temporary. It doesn't define who I am. Repeating this builds a mental shield, protecting you from external turbulence. You'll move through the day with confidence, calm, and profound inner strength. If this lesson resonates, like and share this video with friends and family to spread this uplifting message, helping others live lighter and value their true selves. Comment below with your story or reflections on applying "temporary things don't define me" in your life. Subscribe for more inspiring lessons to fuel your growth daily. Ultimately, you alone decide who you are, not circumstances or fleeting events. Live as the master of yourself, refusing to let passing moments dim your eternal worth. Only then will you find true freedom and happiness. Lesson 10. Today I choose kindness, but not weakness. When you choose kindness in your daily life, you not only bring joy, comfort, and a sense of value to others, but also create a positive atmosphere and a healthier living environment. However, it's crucial that this kindness is accompanied by mental strength, clear boundaries, and steadfastness to avoid being exploited or hurt. Kindness is a deliberate choice, not passivity or submission. You can absolutely show compassion while maintaining self-respect and ensuring you don't become a victim of abuse or disrespect. In the philosophy of life, many great thinkers have emphasized that true kindness is not blind concession, but a deep understanding of others while also protecting oneself. Remember, kindness is not a weak choice, but a powerful act. When you are kind yet not weak, you send a clear message that you respect others, but also value and cherish yourself. You do not accept unfair treatment or disrespect, and you can set boundaries when necessary. Kindness can take many forms: a gentle word, a helping gesture, a sincere listening attitude, or an act of forgiveness. But to avoid being seen as weak, you need to learn to discern when to give and when to protect yourself. This requires self-awareness and good emotional control. For example, when someone hurts you, instead of reacting with anger or retaliation, you can choose kindness in your response while ensuring you don't suffer loss or compromise your dignity. In reality, the strongest and most successful people in life are often those who embody kindness without lacking resolve. They don't need to prove their strength by dominating or bullying others, but by maintaining calmness and compassion in every situation. They can say no when necessary without guilt. They know how to protect themselves while remaining open and kind to those around them. A classic example is how influential leaders show kindness to colleagues and employees, but never allow negligence, disrespect, or irresponsibility. They maintain strength by setting high standards and steadfastly pursuing goals while treating others with empathy and respect. This lesson also emphasizes that kindness is not reluctance or blindly following others' wishes, but a deliberate choice, a reflection of understanding and humanity. When you choose kindness, you not only help others but also nurture your own soul. Kindness makes life more beautiful, reduces stress, strengthens connections, and enhances the quality of life. If you're struggling to maintain kindness without being hurt, start by learning to set boundaries for yourself. Know when to say no and when to step back to preserve your mental and physical well-being. This is how you maintain dignity while sustainably expressing compassion. If you find this lesson inspiring and helpful, don't forget to like and share to spread this important message to others. Leave a comment sharing your story or experience about how you live kindly while staying strong. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more meaningful lessons to help you grow every day. Kindness without weakness is the quiet strength that helps you make steady progress in life, and you deserve to embrace that strength every day. Lesson 11. No one can hurt me unless I allow it. No one can hurt me unless I allow it is one of the most profound truths a person can understand and apply in life. It serves not only as a reminder of inner strength, but also as a guiding principle to keep your mind steady and protect yourself from negative external influences. When you truly embrace this lesson, you'll realize that hurt doesn't come from others, but from how you react and allow them to affect your soul. First, it's important to understand that hurt is a complex emotional response, often stemming from how we interpret others' actions, words, or attitudes. But at its core, it is a choice, whether you allow those words or actions to negatively impact your emotions and thoughts. This doesn't mean you must suppress everything or remain unaffected. Rather, it means being aware and in control of your reactions to prevent others from disrupting your inner peace. In essence, not allowing anyone to hurt you isn't about shutting yourself off or being indifferent to the world. It's about protecting yourself by building a strong psychological shield. This shield isn't rigidity or callousness, but a deep understanding of your self-worth and the clarity to choose what you allow or refuse to let affect you. It helps you maintain calmness, clarity, and positive energy in life. Indeed, when you realize that no one has the power to hurt you unless you allow it, you begin to see the strength in setting clear boundaries with others. These boundaries are the limits you establish to protect your soul and self-respect. For example, when someone insults or tries to hurt you, you can choose not to react in a way that causes you pain. Instead, you might stay silent, step back, or even engage in calm, constructive dialogue. This allows you to control the situation rather than be controlled by it. Moreover, this lesson is closely tied to developing emotional intelligence, which helps you recognize and manage your emotions effectively. By not allowing others to hurt you, you take charge of your emotions, preventing negative feelings from clouding your clarity and judgment in any situation. This is a key skill for building a happy, sustainable, and well-rounded life. Furthermore, this lesson conveys a message of taking responsibility for your own emotions and mental state. You are the only one who decides whether you'll be hurt, not anyone else. Recognizing this makes you more emotionally independent, free from relying on others' attitudes or actions to feel happy or hurt. This lesson also grants you greater freedom to live authentically without fear of external judgment or hurt. When you don't allow others to hurt you, you don't need to hide your emotions or adjust yourself to please others. You live the way you want, honoring your personal values and moving forward with confidence. However, mastering this lesson requires consistent practice and patience. Start by observing your natural reactions when you feel hurt or criticized, identifying the emotions and their source. Then try shifting your response by staying calm, rejecting negative influences, and focusing on what's positive and beneficial for you. Over time, you'll notice a clear difference in your inner strength and the freedom this lesson brings. If you find this lesson valuable, don't forget to like the video to motivate us to create more meaningful content. Share your story or experience about maintaining inner peace in the comments. We'd love to read and discuss them with you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated with inspiring lessons to help you live freely and strongly every day. Remember, no one can hurt you unless you allow it. That power is in your hands and you absolutely deserve to wield it. Lesson 12. Today, I live, not just exist. Many of us sometimes merely exist passively, unconsciously moving through days and months without truly feeling, experiencing, or living fully. Existing is just a physical presence, merely being in this world. But living is a meaningful journey, a deep connection with yourself, those around you, and the vast world beyond. When you truly live, you don't just react to life, you actively shape your own. The first thing to understand about this lesson is the difference between living and existing. Existing is a passive state. You may wake up, go to work, eat, and sleep out of habit, but your soul remains unawakened. You let days slip by without noticing what truly makes you happy or fulfilled. Living, however, is an active state. It's cherishing every moment, connecting with your emotions, joys, challenges, and struggles to grow and thrive. Living is setting goals, dreaming, and taking action toward them daily. A key part of truly living is learning to connect with the present, yourself, and your surroundings. Instead of being caught in past regrets or future worries, you focus entirely on what's happening now. This reduces stress, enhances clarity, and improves your quality of life. Telling yourself, "Today I live, not just exist," means choosing to focus on the present to create meaningful and valuable experiences. Moreover, living isn't just for yourself, but also for those around you. You live by loving, sharing, helping, and building genuine connections. Every small act you do today can bring joy, comfort, or inspiration to someone else, making your life richer and more profound. When you truly live, you recognize that every person you meet is part of your journey and you're part of theirs. Another element of true living is constant growth. You live when you continuously learn, mature, and strive to become a better version of yourself. Life is ever-changing, and you must adapt, grow, and overcome new challenges. This brings a sense of progress, pride, and inner fulfillment. When you merely exist, life feels stagnant, aimless, and prone to boredom. Thus, the reminder, "Today I live, not just exist," is a call to courageously step out of your comfort zone, embrace risks and mistakes, and experience life to the fullest. Take time to pursue your passions, chase dreams you've set aside or haven't dared to reach for. Each day is an opportunity to live fully, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. Additionally, living, not just existing, means caring for and valuing your body, mind, and spirit. You recognize that health is your most precious asset and cannot be taken for granted. You learn to rest when needed, eat healthily, stay active, and seek moments of relaxation or meditation to recharge. When you live fully, you value yourself and understand that only when you're healthy can your soul flourish and spread positive energy to those around you. One final point to emphasize is gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful catalyst for living fully. When you take moments to acknowledge even the smallest blessings around you, life becomes more meaningful, and your soul feels lighter and more at peace. Gratitude helps you see beauty in every moment, transforming life from a series of meaningless days into a journey filled with joy and hope. If you find this lesson valuable, don't forget to like the video to motivate us to keep sharing inspiring content. Leave a comment sharing how you truly live each day. We'd love to hear your story. And if you haven't subscribed, do so now to stay updated with lessons that awaken you to live every moment fully. Remember, today you're not just existing, you're truly living. And that's the greatest gift you can give yourself. We've explored 12 valuable lessons together to start each day with a more positive and resilient mindset. Remember, every morning you wake up, you have the power to choose how to live. Merely existing through the day or truly embracing every moment and experience. Life doesn't wait for anyone, and you are the one who creates value for each day you have. So don't let worries, pressures, or others' judgments dim your inner light. Take control of what's yours and let go of what's beyond your reach. Now is the time to act. Start applying these lessons today. Tell yourself you are enough. You can begin even if you're not perfect. You choose kindness but not weakness, and you live to be better than yesterday's you. Allow yourself to experience life fully, not just existing but truly living, loving, and growing. Never forget that your greatest strength lies within you in how you think and act each day. If you found this content helpful, don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you're with me. Share this video to inspire others, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with more valuable lessons. Leave a comment below sharing your thoughts or the affirmations you tell yourself each morning. I'd love to hear your story. Remember, every day is a new opportunity, and today is the perfect day to start living more fully. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next videos.